You know, I read your comments and I read your emails and I hear what you're saying. What is this cowboy doing out here in the desert standing next to these pretty little cars telling us what? That, folks, is a juxtaposition. Juxtaposition. That's right. This cowboy knows his big words. Google it. The thing is this car, really, the 2014 Nissan Versa Note, is no more juxtaposed to this cowboy as it is to the wide open spaces of the desert. I mean, this is a city car, right? It's supposed to be going from green light to red light and squirking into tiny little parking spaces. But the thing is, we might find out that it's just as home out here on the wide open spaces and highways as a Buick Electra. Well, you may have to Google that one too. But the big difference is, this one sips its fuel. So there's that.
The Nissan Versa Note is a 5-door hatch version of the Nissan Versa sedan, and at first blush, it's a much better looking car all around than the sedan. It has unique sheet metal with a much more upscale and handsome face with sharp headlamps and a large angular grille. The side view has nice creases which form a character line reaching back to a well-planted 3/4 view. The Versa Note looks more expensive than the sedan, and it is. Starting at $13,995, it commands a $2,000 premium. The interior is near the same as the sedan, with a well-designed dash and cockpit. I love its simplicity and lack of overdone technology for the sake of technology. The instrument cluster is down to business and easy to use, as is the center stack. Our Versa Note was a fully loaded SV, so it had the tech package, which includes the top-line audio and navigation system, as well as Nissan's all-around view monitor. A first in this class of car, this is much more than a backup camera, and best yet, it has heated seats too.
You know, I like the fact that the quality of the materials and build inside this interior is much better than its price tag might suggest. These seats are very comfortable, and the controls have a good feeling of quality. You just get a sense that this interior is going to wear very well over time. And the other thing I like is, even though this is a fully loaded Versa Note, this dash isn't loaded up with techno crap that's going to force me to touchscreen menu my way through my commute.
Even though the Versa Note is small, the interior feels exceptionally spacious up front as well as in the back seat. There's no shortage of legroom or headroom, and I have no problem wearing my hat. The view over the dash is tall and commanding too, not leaving you with the feeling you're exposed. One area where the interior differs from the sedan is its rear cargo hold, which has a unique divide and hide floor. It allows for a hidden storage area under the standard floor, or you can fold it away. Remarkable is that even though the cargo hold is so deep, it still has a spare tire. On the road, the Versa Note displays a surprising level of refinement and road manners. The smallest car Nissan offers in the States, it has a solid and quiet ride that isn't near as choppy and noisy as some of its competitors in its class. Handling is surprisingly sporty. The Versa Note is actually fun to drive, rewarding your steering inputs with a ready and willing attitude. It feels like a confident friend on windy roads, which of course will pay dividends darting around town as well.
You know, from behind the wheel, this thing just has a feeling of quality. The steering's got a nice balance to it, and the suspension does a good job at isolating you from a lot of the road's imperfections. And when you're in the curves, it almost has a sporting response to it as well. Bottom line is, it just feels more expensive than it is. In fact, I've driven a few luxury sedans lately costing 3 times as much that should have felt this good.
Under the hood is a miserly 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine with 109 horsepower. The engine is refined and smooth as 4 cylinders can be. It has enough power when you need it, but is really meant to offer up fuel economy as its performance highlight. In our tester, it was mated to Nissan's beloved constantly variable transmission, or CVT. This combination is rated at 31 miles per gallon city, 40 miles per gallon highway, and 35 miles per gallon combined. Our own testing netted about 35 miles per gallon combined, which is right on the money to the window sticker's promises. Given our long stretches of non-cityfied spirited driving across a desert here, that's a feat.
You know, one of the only areas I really have a disappointment with the Nissan Versa Note is its CVT transmission. Its tuning is very fidgety, and it feels like it's slipping when you take off from a stop. And, of course, when you accelerate, you get a big-time leaf blower effect with this engine. It just drones on. And lastly, the way it's tuned to save fuel, is when you're rolling down the road, it clamps in on the power quite a bit to try to, lower those RPMs. It's doing its job, but unfortunately, it just speaks to a lot of the negative stereotypes that people know about CVTs.
Keep in mind, however, I'm just not a fan of these transmissions. The sales numbers, however, tell me that most buyers of the Nissan Versa Note aren't gonna care. The base model is available with a traditional 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic, but neither offer up the top fuel economy numbers of the CVT. Overall, I'm impressed with this car. Compared to many of its peers like the Honda Fit, Mazda 2, Ford Fiesta, and Toyota Yaris, it has an upscale persona and quality feel in your hands that some of them don't. And the best part is, even if you go with the base model, that sense of quality and craftsmanship is still there.
Well folks, this cowboy admits that he's just a little bit smitten with the 2014 Nissan Versa Note. It comes off well, and the sales figures show that my impressions are no juxtaposition. This week we give it 4 out of 5 stars, only held back by the less than enjoyable CVT. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.
For a more in-depth review and photo gallery, see our report on gasmiler.com.